It's Hey Victoria,
Guys.
look at us.
Yeah.
The beds are burning. All right,
Be better, I don't know. Probably the same.
all right. Different is better than.
Welcome you guys to another exciting Feel It Real Fun for you on the
I
25th of
didn't mean to
March
share it there.
2022. You're manifesting questions answered live.
Yeah, why the hell not?
And how many have we got here?
Oh, we're not answering them dead. Well, let's face it. Yeah, there are people that they answer them dead. They just repeat the same thing. It's like radio. Like,
Nancy's question. You've got a long question, Nancy.
yeah, that's right. We changed the name to protect the innocent.
Okay, good.
All right, stay tuned.
So, go to freeneville.com. Subscribe to the
fuck it,
221
that's good.
email list and get a pseudo-random email every single day until you or 20 dies.
That's right. Or I forget.
You don't often forget.
No, but there are people
And then,
that let me know. I really
I
love
do
that.
too.
Yeah, you do too
I'm a
once
good
in a
girl
while.
sometimes.
She's a good girl. Jonathan, hoo-ha.
Hello, Koroll. And Lisa
All these
LaRocca.
and triple D people.
Join our 90-day adventure at Manifesting Mastery course.com.
That's right. If you want the experiences to change your experiences, because imaginal experience leads physical experience.
Hoo-ha. By
Dark
your faith and dark
Mercury is here. Oh my God.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. So, Victoria,
Yes.
look at those hairs, everyone.
Look at his locks. Long locks.
That's right.
Says Bennett Gill.
Bennett Gill thinks I'm hot.
He does. No, he thinks you're badass.
Okay, same
He
thing
thinks
to me.
you're badass.
Yo, look at Susanna.
Hello, Susanna.
Susanna.
Okay,
You
so-
shared a hell of a cool post this week. Your Winzo. So,
Nice. Good one.
yeah. Oh, I am so on to.
And there's
Hey,
Joe.
it's happy fucking Thursday in Joe's world. It's happy fucking Friday.
You're all in
to
the past
me.
for us.
Yeah. That's right. Unless you're in New Zealand, then you're in our future.
True.
Mm.
Yes. So we'll dive in. And
Let's
the
do
first question is from Margaret on Facebook.
By the way, you guys that are sharing the show, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, good
That's
on
right.
you. Show sharers.
You guys that don't,
Shame on you.
just make
Show
me
sharers.
wonder.
Yep. Shame on you for the ones that don't.
Yeah. Would you believe there are people that talk about McDonald's, like they share McDonald's, like, I had myself some mixed shit and it was good.
Yeah.
It's like, radio. Sizzle's here. Boom. Look at that. Koroll.
Okay.
Tag. Sizzle.
So
See?
the first question is from Margaret on Facebook. Neville Goddard, tell no one.
That's right.
And Margaret says, secret or not secret? Should a manifesting newbie keep their desires a secret until fully realised? Or is it okay to pray and tell?
All right. So, ready? Oh, this is so good because people say Neville Goddard is so confusing. And I go, I've got an ex, right? If you think Neville's confusing, you ought to meet that one particular ex of mine, right? So she is just like, righty fucking oh.
Righty fucking oh, Cheerios, yeah.
Right? So, should a manifesting newbie, newbie dooby doo, right? So here's the thing, because Neville says, tell no one. And he continues on, because they will echo your secret fears. So if you're going, right, I'm manifesting $1 billion a day income, and you start telling your friend, and your friend will say, who the fuck do you think you are?
As
As
if
if you could do it, right?
And they're only
Radio.
echoing back what you're thinking, feeling. Yeah.
Now, there's another place where Neville says, tell them. Because how are they going to believe you if you don't tell them before? Because they would say, oh, it would happen to them anyway, right? Right? So here's my thing. Ready? Should a manifesting newbie, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to take your own hand and I want you to smack it, right? Right? Smack your own hand.
Smack it.
Do it now. Show them how, Victoria, because I'm busy. That's right. So smack your own hand because you're not a newbie. You've been feeling it real all your life. You imagined something to get me to answer your question, right? So, Margaret, I congratulate you. You had a win. Right now, if you told no one, so I'm imagining 20 answering this question. Right? And I'm not even going to type it because Neville says do nothing. Right? Because people tell me this. They say, Neville says do nothing, so I'm doing nothing. It's like, right, so Neville imagined like teaching, and didn't he imagine teaching and preaching and writing books? So of course he did. Right, and what do you do? Lock himself in the fucking closet, bound and gagged?
Yeah.
Right? Smack it, Victoria. Ooh. All right. So this is a great question because you're not a newbie. You may be new at Neville. You may be new at exploring this, but you're not a newbie. Right? You've been Manifesting Mastery course. Lesson 1, the girls giggled. Why did the young guy, right? He's walking over. He's going, do-a-dee-dee. He wants to talk to that. And that knit friends laugh, like they giggle. Right? They do what girls do. And then the guy goes, radio.
Tail between the legs.
Tail between his legs, off he goes. He never touches, sniffs. He does under a bridge. Thinking he could have been somebody. Right? And you ask why, and it's like, because the girls laughed at him. No, no, no. Right? He turned around because of what he imagined. Right? So you don't get to tell anyone. We all know anyway what you're really feeling real. But Margaret, stick around because we're going to keep answering this in other ways as we continue onward. Tony Doyle, nice to see you.
And Alexandra. So.
Boom.
Cool.
So,
excellent. Okay, so that was for Margaret. Thank you so much for your question.
yeah. By the way, I don't tell everyone everything I'm imagining. I wouldn't have the time.
Now, do some people remember maybe a show ago, 2 shows ago, and I was
they
saying,
probably don't remember anything. Most people.
Well,
Hey,
I was saying
just read
how
today that a
annoying
human
it is.
being has the attention span of like 7 seconds and a goldfish 8.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I was saying how annoying it was when I say thank you, Margaret, for your question. And I go to launch into the new one. And so I'm thinking, great, that's the end of the sequence, video cut, put the text in, start the new sequence for
Not a chance.
Riri and
She's
MM,
obviously not
and
revised this.
Lo and behold,
She's obviously not revised this.
Tony goes, one more thing. I was just like, that's what I was getting frustrated about. And it happened again. So I'll remember.
Do you guys know how much I love her?
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, you go for it, Emma.
All right.
You tell him.
Yeah, all right. Let's go.
All right.
Take 2.
Take 2. So the next question is from Riri in Manifesting Mastery. Can you erase memories? And Riri asks, I've had people to tell me about my revised experience, totally out of the blue. What they remember is not what I imagined, and the ripples go forward. Erasing memories. Is it possible?
Neville says revision changes reality. I concur, right? There's this whole thing of like, here's the thing. Revision changes what really matters. Now, what I don't do, see, people come up with these things like they mentioned to me, well, does revision actually change anything or does it just change memories? Right? Does revision change the subconscious mind as well? How about the universal subconscious? How about the supraconscious? And I love these kinds of questions because it's like, radio. Neville says, revision changes reality. But see, I don't bother trying to figure much out. I am not that smart. Like, I'm on this thing called Instagram, right? That tells you how smart I am. Right? So I go on this thing called Instagram, and I have like the 7,000 posts that I can scroll through in a day. Right? I found one in the past 4 years dealing with the rule of 72.
Was it yours?
No, actually, it wasn't even mine. I screenshotted it because I thought, screenshotting that would be a good idea. But it's like, there's so many people teaching so many things and adding in so much stuff, but it's these really simple things. Revision changes what's real. Are memories real, or is the subconscious real, the superconscious, the collective unconscious, the akashic? Fuck it, man. Just, right, what do you want different? Do it. And you found some proof. How cool is that? Right? Revision changes reality. Tony Doyle. Boom. And he's also a show sharer. So, shall we continue, Victoria?
Yeah, cool.
Congratulations, Riri.
Yeah, very cool.
We're going to call you Revision Riri from now on, or at least until like the next 8 seconds go by, and I won't fucking remember because that's what I do.
Okay, cool.
Now, one more thing.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen every question now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty.
Just wait till after the show. What do I have to practice? Smacking.
Smack.
Okay.
All right, don't beat me in public.
All right, thanks, Riri. Revision, Riri. Thank you for your question.
Look at that, she remembered.
Which bit?
Revision Riri.
Oh, I can't remember everything.
Yeah, she's better than
That's
a goldfish.
why I need to revise a lot of things. The next question's from Kathy on Facebook. The state of waiter. Kathy asks, I just realised I say or think, oh, I have to wait for or till. No wonder. I'm happy that I know I've been doing this now, but what else can I do besides catching myself so I can leave the state of waiting?
Right, see, a lot of people wait to notice things. What they do is they beat themselves up when they notice they've fallen out of state, or they beat themselves up when they notice like they're imagining shit, and they like try to figure out what are the deep hidden subconscious reasons why I do stuff like that. Could it have been a prior life, the sins of the father, early childhood programming? And here's the cool thing. Those are all ways that people wait. The cool thing is when you're done with it, you start getting really done with it. And you'll know you're done with it whenever you celebrate noticing. And that to me is the cool thing. Because if it's like when Victoria comes home, where does she go? None of us really know. Right? Right? None of us know.
Victoria,
yeah, where does she really
go?
We don't know. Right? But when she comes home, we dance, we celebrate. Do we not? Yeah, we do. Right? Yeah. All three of us, me and the two pups. And she's always going, right.
Got to do this now.
But we all celebrate when she gets home. And that's the thing. Celebrate when you go home. And you go home when you realize that you just noticed something. You're in a state now of active imaginary. You notice something. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. And that's it. And by the way, like even if when I'm a dick, I celebrate noticing. Fuck, man, I'm being a dick. Right? Can I do that?
Yeah. He does it a lot.
Yeah. And then I celebrate it and just move beyond it because it's like, rightio. Any of us at any time can fall into a state. Any of us at any time. And that could be the state of waiter. That could be the state of burn the fucking place to the ground. Right?
Feed it to the chipper.
Exactly. Right? I mean, we've all got our issue. Right? We've all got my issue in my world.
An issue.
Rightio. Yeah. So let us continue and watch how we continue to explore this Kathy.
And Alessandra. Okay, cool. Excellent, Kathy. Thank you for your question. The next question's from Koroll in Dream Driven Day. States versus desires. And Koroll asks, can you talk about states versus desires and vice versa? Because I have a desire to be in a happy state.
Oh, coolio. So this is my wording. Neville explores this in one of those lectures. There's like a bunch of them. I can't tell you which one. But here's one of the things that I noticed. So I started playing with this thing called identity-based manifesting, right? I called it that. I made up the term. I did it me, right? And when other people say they made it up, I've got documentation because I made like 1 billion shows and so did she. But anyway, right? Let's just toss that out into the mix for fun because I love when people say, no, I made it up. Rightio. You bought the course it was in, manifestingtothemax.com. Now, here's the cool thing. Ready?
Right.
The state of loving teacher, right, has desires. Okay? And by the way, we could technically say they're all states, but I'm making up a distinction that's pretty useful. The state of loving teacher has a desire to make a podcast, to make a show, to answer some emails, to have happy, loving people, right? The state of loving husband has different desires. The state of loving husband yesterday desired to make her something that she'd never had before.
Yeah.
Right? How was it?
A fish sandwich. It was actually really yummy.
Okay. How cool is that? She's never had one before.
No.
Right? I made her one. It was yum.
It was really yum.
Now, to me, that's what's really, really cool because so the state of loving husband has desires that he gives life to. Right? So the one thing that I found really useful is if you've got 2 or 3 primary states connected by one core quality, whatever the hell that all means, manifestingtothemax.com, you'll notice that you'll have desires come out of every state and you get to give them life. And it's so much easier that way. Because the state of loving puppy dad yet has another way, has other desires. So let's go there and continue. All right.
Cool. Excellent, Koroll.
Great question, by the way.
Yeah. And the next question is also from yourself, Koroll in Driven Day. when should I revise and prune the vine? And Koroll asks, can you also talk about how far back to revise or prune, and if the two are the same?
Cool. So, I've got no friggin' attention span. Like, I read that email this morning from some chick marketer, and the chick marketer says, I don't even remember her name.
Wow.
But it's like, her thing is like a goldfish has 8 seconds of processing, a human has 7. And
We've got less than a fish.
yeah, less than a goldfish.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, her headline really sucks. Because if I wrote that email, I would have written something like, a goldfish has more of a chance of getting this than you do. Right? Which is like, really? Right? You think so, chicky poo? Right? Smash the love button. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, but how cool is that?
Yeah.
So, how far back do I revise? Most recent. We've played with this a couple different ways. You can go to the first, right? You can go to the one that stands out the most. You can go to the most recent. What I'm really finding currently is when I keep telling people, did it bother you yesterday?
Yeah, I like how
Yeah.
you use that.
Yeah. And some people say no, and it's like,
Because
then why the
it's your
fuck are you bringing it up?
reaction. You're
right?
revising, not really the event.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, I got beat to death at 23, right?
Yeah.
Look how it fucking bothers me, right? When you get beat to
Yeah.
death, I had some guy goes, well, was it clinically proven you were beat to death? Yeah, of course. They brought a team of fucking scientists in with all the fucking monitors into a 40-acre prison, right? No, right? When you get beat to death, you poop your pants and you whizzle. Right, and when you go, wow, my pants are full of poop and whizzle, right? Yeah, I guess something happened, right?
Yuck. Yeah.
It's a true story, right? So, but here's the thing: I don't have to go back and revise. When was the first time I had a bad day at work versus the baddest day at work or whatever?
Yeah.
What I get to do is I get to go, rightio, did it bother me yesterday? If yes, I revise yesterday.
Yeah.
If no, I don't bother. Right, because I assume it's dead. Pruning the vine is the other fascinating angle. As you know, this is such a good question because a lot of people think they're the same.
You know.
Yeah, it's like saying like apples and Asians are. Well, they both begin with the letter A, right? Or people say all noodles are the same, right? All law of attraction is the same. It's like, right, so Pescetti is the same as, what's that one noodle you like?
Well, you do Asian stir fry that's got
Yeah.
udon noodles
Yeah,
or something
udon
like
or
that.
something. Like,
Yeah.
it's not the
Not
same.
no.
Right? So with pruning the vine, what you do is like as soon as you notice something beginning to grow that you don't like, you pretend, you just nuke it. Right?
Cut it off, yes.
just nail it.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
So and that's the thing. It's like if you let it fester, it grows. Like that wart on my pinky finger.
Yes, bananas, apparently.
So it's like radio. On the other hand, as soon as it starts, it's sort of like what's his name in Triple D likes when I talk about the gashes. Yeah, back when Victoria worked a job and I'd be trying to cook lunch and get ready, like I'd be cooking lunch between coaching calls. And I'd like gash my fingers apart and shit. And I'd be like, I don't have time for this. And the cuts would just heal right up. I didn't have time for it. And that to me was like a pruning of the vine. It's like, I've got time for this. I just cut it. Just cut it. Just cut it. Just, But more on that as we continue. Great question, by the way. So, revise yesterday if it bothered you, right? Yesterday. If it didn't bother you yesterday, celebrate. Fuck it, it's dead, right? Poopy pants don't matter no more.
Nah. Cool.
Well, if I don't revise the poopy pants, then will I poop my pants when I die? So I got to make sure.
Yeah.
Chipper.
Excellent. Okay.
That was great. Thank you.
That was great. So thank you very much.
Just one more
Koroll.
thing.
He's just doing that to get me. Yes.
She'll be driving in
Frank,
the car.
saw your picture. That was ace.
See, you know what she does? She got this BMW, right? Not mine. She got hers.
Got my own. Yeah.
So she says, 20, right after the show, I'm going to go take the cardboard to the place because the
recycling
cardboard
centre.
needs to go to the place.
Yes, it's clogging up my nice new car.
Yeah. And I go, right, you just want to go, right? Yeah. I'm a savvy
Play my
girl.
radio,
Yeah, she just,
singing down the
she just wants
road.
exactly sizzle. Right. Frank,
Yeah.
loved your photo of you in the airplane.
We did with those paraglide
Jumpy people.
skydivers.
You see, there's two kinds of people in an airplane. There's Frank, who did manifestingmasterycourse.com and knew was become a pilot, and then there's dumb people,
I want to jump out of a
The ones
plane
that jump
and
out.
hope when I pull this, it works.
Yeah, let me get this right. You're in a perfectly good fucking airplane with a professional pilot, and you're gonna leave it.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Anyway, let us continue.
All right. The next question is for AK on Facebook. How to push through resistance.
I love this one.
And AK asks, how do you guys push yourselves when you're in a state of resistance?
Okay, this is like dating.
Don't push.
Okay, let me try again.
Yes.
It's like sex.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys saw the look, right? Righty fucking oh. It's like, hey Victoria, hey Victoria, hey Victoria, hey Victoria. You know what puts her in the mood? Hey Victoria,
Yeah,
hey
really.
Victoria, 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 Victoria.
Oh, God. Yes.
Hey, righty-o. Cool. Celebrate.
Roll over and float for our
Noticing.
DDDers.
Yeah, the triple D people get that. Roll over and float. Right, if you're swimming too hard, roll over and float.
Excuse me.
Resistance. You know, we were trying to put a chair together last night. Actually, 2 chairs. It wasn't going well. 20 had a fucking meltdown.
So
We'll admit
Victoria, just put your hand there. Just like, oh, God. Well, if you do what I say,
it. Hey, radio.
I'll be helping you. Oh, God.
So we
Yeah.
had the marital spat.
Dispute.
Right? And then we got over it. Right? And here's what I did. Right? So after we sat outside for a while and did what we do, I went to the hot tub and I just imagined how I would feel if she were smiling and happy. How'd it work out?
Worked out ace.
Boom, done.
Because we
Right?
got 2 chairs.
Yes.
They just needed 4 hex screws to put them together. Each one. That was all. But the first one we tried, which we were having the marital dispute over,
Okay.
and then 20 did have this really good idea. He said, you know what, let's just put that one aside. We had a little sit out on the inside outside, and then you said, and then how about have a go at the other one, and we'll just see.
That's right.
The other one, easy peasy, or all done, or sitting outside
Just-
with the inside outside.
We call that there's more than one chick at the bar. Right? If one of them is rude, you don't have to marry her. Right? Like, think about this. Prune the vine, right? It's like, yeah, not going home with that one. Right? You could buy her a drink and send her away. It's like, here, go see that guy.
Yeah, so I had a smile on my face because I also worked out why
We
the
were
other one.
why we were
We
screwed.
were gypped one screw. It was a crappy screw, a dud.
right. A
And it
screw
wouldn't
screwed
work.
us.
Yes. So it was perfect. So I came back
Absolutely.
smiling.
That's right.
You came back and I was smiling.
That's right.
Yeah.
I came back.
Yeah, he stayed a bit longer than he normally does. Let her calm down.
The cardinal was busy.
The Cardinal. What?
The cardinal of the Kremlin.
Cardinal of the Kremlin? I don't
That's okay.
understand.
Right, Clark just got on the boat. And
Is this a series you've been watching?
no reading?
Or reading?
Of course.
Okay. Oh, there's James Bond.
No,
Not James Bond.
good
Who is
Lord.
it? Bosch? One of them. Something that you were reading with Q.
Yeah,
The big Q.
There we go. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Clark just got on the boat. So Mancuso's running him up. Jonesy's back in the game. Ooh, the band is back together.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So how do you guys push yourselves when you're in a state of resistance?
Yeah, we don't.
No.
No.
Tom Clancy, that's it, Joe.
That's it. Yeah. We
But you only know because you're talking to him every week. That's not fair.
Yeah, we celebrate. Yeah.
And
yeah,
you don't, Victoria? Sorry, okay. I'll take that back.
yeah, you only know because you talk to him every week.
Yeah, I know. Retract. Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, we don't push the resistance. We celebrate noticing, prune the vine, move on. Boom. Tabitha is back. Where'd she go?
Yeah.
I love me some John Clark.
Yeah. All right. So is that good for AK?
I think that's good.
Okay. All right. So okay.
By the way,
AK.
notice we've answered this before when we talked about pruning the vine, and we will answer it now when we dive into Nancy's massive email. This is so good.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, AK, for your question.
All right, now you don't got to put all this in. Like I'd just put in the first couple words. Like,
Oh, I don't put any of the questions in.
Okay.
So it's easy peasy.
Oh, listen to this.
The only bit I put in is so Nancy via email asked.
Hold on. Joe says, "No, Victoria, I read."
Right.
He writes things down too.
Does he?
He can read and he can write.
He can read and write.
That's right.
Wow. Okay. Nancy via email, and she asks, the sky is falling.
Beds are burning.
Okay, and so Nancy asks, as I've been updating you, due to extreme corruption of the current rulers of the country, the economy is pretty bad here. Inflation is skyrocketing. Where does she live? Where does she live?
No, I can't do that.
We have 5
Kentucky.
to 6. Wow. We have 5 to 6 hour power cuts daily. Government has no money to import fuel. There are long queues for gas in gas stations. Even for cooking, it's difficult to find fuel. Even if we find it, it's more than quadruple. They have stopped us all from online purchases if the store or vendor is outside of the country. We are not allowed to take more than $100 if we go on a foreign tour. Students are not allowed to study abroad. Yuck, this is awful, Nancy, sorry. They have stopped importing a lot of stuff because the government does not have enough dollars. They keep printing local currency. I can tell you a long list. The value of the money is going downhill at rocket speed. Please advise me on maintaining my wealthy mindset when everybody everywhere talks about this economic crisis. It's hard to revise all day because wherever I go, I hear and see about the bad economic situation. I find it tough to turn my back to the shadow world. I still want to enjoy driving my Jeep, even if there is a gas problem, and vehicles are priced more than 10 times the original market price. They don't allow importing any vehicle since last year. I still want to enjoy my heart's desires as the wealthy woman. Also, I don't want to move to another country. I'm so fond of this country since economic crisis. I always remember how Victor Goddard built his empire during the recession.
Cool. So how many sentences were there roughly?
Oh,
15?
Maybe.
Okay, cool. So 1 in 15th. So the 15 sentences is the answer.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things that we find ourselves listening to, we love Bill Bryson, reading Bill Bryson. And one of Bill's books is called, depending upon where you live in the world, 1927 or One Summer. Yeah. And it's basically about 1927 and primarily about one summer, right, in 1927.
Really?
Right?
Wow.
Like, talk about fucking genius, right?
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. 100 years ago, you know what happened? There was a war, and there was a loogie. And because of the soldiers returning from, they say now, because of the soldiers returning home from the war with the loogie went throughout the world. And like 10 years later, there was worldwide economic collapse and people were starving and all that stuff. And it's like, good fucking God. Now, here's the thing. That was 100 years ago. What's happened in the last 100 years? Not just AM radio, but FM radio. Not just FM radio, but FM stereo. Not just FM stereo, but cassette tapes. Yeah, cassette tapes, television, right? Flight, right? Like
Landing
these things
on the
called
moon,
airplanes.
some people
the
believe.
fake moon landing. Movies, right?
Yeah.
We went from like literally 100 years ago to now, from silent movies to talkie movies, right? To what's next are Joe Weldon movies. And we continue. But here's the thing. You know what's going to happen? Shit's going to happen. right? Yeah, every day everyone poops, right? Also, every day pretty much everyone eats, right? Some people eat Cheetos. I call them dumb, right? Just to be simple, like who doesn't like a good Cheeto, right? But let's face it, good Cheeto or good cheese. Most people compare like a good Cheeto with garbage cheese, so they eat the Cheeto, right? I'm a fan of good cheese, am I not?
Yeah.
Right, really good fucking cheese. Now here's the key, guys. Let's assume there's 15 sentences there. One sentence contains the solution. 14 sentences of hypnosis, right? All the time in history, my buddy here, he tells me every day he's worried about nuclear war now, and I told him, I says, you don't know my mother, right? I grew up being told, hey, guess what? The bombs are going to come because of Jimmy Carter. They're going to come because of Reagan. Jesus is going to come back. There's going to be rivers of blood. And it's like when I grew up, when puberty hit, I got depressed because I thought I'd never get to use my willy, right? Because there's going to be an economic collapse. There's going to be nuclear bombs. We're all going to die of AIDS. So it's like, oh, that makes me want to use my willy, right? It's like this is horrible.
Yeah.
And in the end, what it comes down to is, look, are politicians corrupt? See, I can ask anyone. They'll say, yep, politicians are corrupt, right? Is the money being devalued every year? Yes. Okay, so let me get this right. See, again, I get into this argument, right? So it's like, all right, let's assume 10% inflation, right? Now, if we go back 20 years and you bought yourself a computer, right? Actually, about 40 computers. Because if you're going to buy a computer 20 years ago, can you stop doing that?
Sorry.
Because if you're going to buy a computer 20 years ago to match today's computing power, you'd have to buy about 20 of them. So if you buy 20 computers, right, 20 years ago, a top-end camera, top-end video camera, a telephone, right? And you go through all the things your fucking iPad can do, all the things your phone can do.
Yeah.
Your phone will run you $500. You will have probably spent $20,000 to 20 years ago to do what all your phone can do. Right? Personal assistant, transcriber, all these things your phone can do. Right? So when people tell me things are getting bad, inflation's devaluing the dollar and so on, I'm just going, are you serious? Like, you can do more today with $200 than you could $20,000 20 years ago. Right? You can. We have a worldwide impact. This is like a television studio for $2,000 right here. Right? What we're doing would have cost us probably $2,000 an episode 10 years ago. And that to me is one of the key things here, because you got to develop attitude. If you're following economic theory, if you're looking at all this stuff, I don't care about the money being devalued. I am what creates value. And when you start having some attitude, yeah, Joe says I'd prune that vine. Sure. What happened there? You're not pruning the vine. You don't have to revise all day long. I could take a screwdriver and go, right, I'm going to polish my car.
Oh, with the screwdriver.
Yeah, and I could go out there for 40 hours and try to polish the car with the screwdriver, right? And in the end, it ain't pretty, and I'm tired.
Don't do it to my car.
Right?
You do yours.
Exactly. Or I could take that screwdriver and I could sell it to neighbor Ron for $5. And I could take that $5. Hi, Watts. Watts. Jerry says Watts doesn't believe this is live.
It is
Watts.
live. Hiya, Watts.
What's up, Watts? Love you, Watts. Hey, do me a favor, Watts. Go up to your dad and do this. Okay. Hey, Watts, do this to your dad. Beep. Do it again, Watts. Beep. Hey, Watts, do it again. Beep. Do it. Let me know if he does this. Beep, 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 beep. And you can change the state that fast. So this whole thing of like everyone all day depressed, all that stuff, I get it, right? I really do. Beat to death, poop in pants, all that good stuff. On the other hand, right? Angela asked if live.
Yeah, sorry, Angela. We didn't see you ask. No, we did see what.
Angela, this is a refund. We're not live right now. Sorry. But anyway, attitude.
We both wiped our noses.
At the end of the day, let's say your country sucks a little bit more than my country, right? That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's what it comes down to. What are you doing? Prune the vine and go play. Prune the vine and go play. I can promise you if you do that, again, 100 years ago, again, think about in Neville's lifetime, there were so many pandemics, so many economic collapses, so many recessions and depressions and all that stuff. Radio, the Goddards didn't play that game. You don't got to play it, right? So Anthony is
Hello,
here,
Anthony.
and he doesn't have to play it. Hoo-ha. All right. So that's what I got.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Excellent.
Doobie-doo bop bop bop.
That was great.
So
So thank you very much for your question, Nancy.
attitude.
And thank you, 20, for all your answers. Very
Yeah,
inspiring.
I'm very inspired.
Yes. And what we want to know is, tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bit?
That's right.
Mine was that was asked, he didn't believe we were live, so we just proved we were what? And then Angela
beep,
said,
beep,
are
beep,
you live?
beep,
And you
beep.
said, no, it's a refund.
I've got no attention span. Like when your attention runs out, is it alive?
When your attention runs out.
Do you know what it's like being like married to me?
He makes me think lots when he asks things like that.
That's right.
What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
I liked how they all worked together with this whole thing.
Revision and pruning the vine.
revision and pruning the vine. It's
and
cool.
the distinction between the two.
Yep. And so
Yeah.
Korol's question showed up in the middle, and it turned out to be the center of the call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And this whole thing with so if I go with my strawberry bits, it's going to be with immediacy. Did yesterday bother me? Yes or no? If not, right? If so, right? On the other hand, when shit gets out of hand, I really love when Neville says, "Be angry but sin not." Right? Motherfucker. Right? It just comes right out. Right? It's like, how was that fast? Right? And then prune. Right? Revise if needed. Prune. Imagine lovingly. Just get on with it. Terry Morris is doing some lovely stuff
Oh, yeah, Terry.
with this project Tony Doyle and I have put together. So I just want to give you a shout out. Terry, put up a link.
Good on you, Terry.
So
Okay.
he's no longer tardy Terry.
He's not tardy, Terry.
No
Was he on
longer.
time, though, today?
I don't know. Terry, I need you to be honest. This time. What the fuck does that mean? I need you to be honest. Were you tardy this time?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's tell them what to do and where to go, because you want to
go
go. You want to go drive your car
to the recycling
I'm going to
centre.
take the
Oh, do you
cardboard.
have
All right, listen to her.
a mission?
I'm going to take the cardboard for a ride.
It's a lot of cardboard, though. Otherwise, it would go in my recycling bin, and I wouldn't waste my time.
All right, but we fill that full of beer cans.
We do. And wine bottles.
That's right.
Okay, so that was our hashtag strawberry bits. While you type in yours, go to freeneville.com.
221 email list.
Pseudo random goodness.
Pseudo random goodness.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
It's the 90-day adventure, $97. We also talked today about manifesting to the max.com. If that whole thing with identity-based manifesting intrigues you, right?
Go direct to the source. Is that what we were saying?
That's right.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
I want to give Dark Markery a shout out because he's a show sharer as well. He says, remarkable is half done and never over. Totally.
Yeah, I know.
The Hydra Man, boom, in the room, says most people don't know what I'm not talking about. It's okay. They won't remember.
Oh, Hydra. Yeah, I remember.
6, 5, 4,
Chop off a head.
3,
2 more grow back.
2, 1, goldfish.
See yous.